related to not thinking of success. Okay, what do I mean by that? Not thinking of success. See, look at the marriage as a project, and that project has to be a successful project. You are the project manager, and the project manager is not dwelling in the problems during the project. He is thinking of what? Achievement. He is thinking to make that project working. Many men come and say, well, okay, you know, my wife, she has this problem. Okay, she's not obedient to me. She likes to go to her mom always. She's like to nag. She is like to complain always. Okay, and then as a result, I become violent to her, or I become abusive, and she becomes abusive. She chat back, and then we have these problems. No. Okay, don't dwell into these problems. Every single woman has shortcomings. Every single man has shortcomings. All of us have shortcomings. Every matrimonial life has problems. A man came to Umar ibn al-Khattab. He wants to complain about his wife. And he saw that Umar ibn al-Khattab, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was the leader of the mu'mineen. His wife was shouting to him. And he said, when he approached the house of Umar ibn al-Khattab and he saw that his wife was shouting at him, he left. And then Umar ibn al-Khattab said, where are you? You came, what do you want? He said, no, I came to complain about my wife, and I saw that the wife of the Khalifa is shouting at him. So I said, oh, my wife is at least better. She's not shouting like this. So he left. Umar ibn al-Khattab one time, he asked Hafsa, and because he said to his wife, you learned from the Nisa of Al-Ansar. The Nisa of Al-Ansar, little bit, you can say at that time, independent, not the Nisa of Quraysh at that time. And he said, you always chat back. You learned this from the new culture that you came to. And she said, well, why not? Even the wives of the Prophet ﷺ chat back or talk back to the Prophet ﷺ. He said, do they do that? And you know that his daughter Hafsa is married to the Prophet ﷺ. So he went to Hafsa and he said to her, do you talk back to the Prophet ﷺ? Do you chat back to the Prophet ﷺ? And she said, no, sometimes we have this with the Prophet ﷺ. These are problems, okay? But how to deal with these problems? If you dwell into the problems, you will never live a happy life. Okay? This is the issue. Think of what the achievement, that this is a project, it is a challenge, I have to make it successful. This is one thing. Another thing, in order to make it successful, see, many men, they think after some time that his wife is having so many problems. And because of the evil of this marriage, free mixing, he sees other women that they are better than his wife. Of course, he doesn't see them at home when they are maybe cutting onion, or when they are waking up and they have not brushed their teeth and they are having a bad breath. No, he is watching them when they are coming to work, dressed properly, maybe putting perfume, etc. So they think that they are from al-hur al-ain. They are much better than his wife, who is maybe ugly, or maybe she's not taking care about the mouth smell or the breath, or she's not taking care of her the way she dressed, etc., etc. And as a result of this, when he goes back to his wife, he starts to raise up the expectations, and he starts to what? Ask her to be like this. Al-Adib al-Tantawi was one of the scholars in Saudi Arabia, rahimahullah, and he used to be a thinker, and from a social perspective. And he said that if a man is married to all women in the world, except one woman, the shaitan will come to him and he will tell him that, listen, this lady, this particular lady, one lady, she has something that is not there with all these women. In order to what? In order to influence him to maybe not to lower her gaze, or to chase her, or to wish to get married to her, and in order for him to feel that his wives are bad wives and she is the good one. Okay? So, just realize, brothers and sisters, that every single woman has shortcomings. Every single man has shortcomings. Every single matrimonial life or marriage has problems. Okay? But who is successful, who is not successful? You can see I do remember in the previous Hajj I saw a man, an old man, maybe he's like 70 something, and he said, pray to my wife, she died, she passed away just before Hajj, and she was a very good wife before Hajj, and she was a very good wife. Wallahi, wallahi, she never told me no. Okay? I've been married to her for almost 50 years, so she never told me no. Then I was thinking about this. I said, is it true that a woman cannot tell her husband? Is it there in the world? Even the wives of the Prophet ﷺ used to tell him no. Even the wives of the Prophet ﷺ had some maybe things with the Prophet ﷺ. So how come this man saying, Wallahi, she never told me no. She used to please me. Wallahi, she died and I used to love her even when I wish if Allah Jalla wa Ala makes her my wife in the Jannah. I said, subhanAllah, he is exaggerating. No, he's not exaggerating. But see, when a person is looking to the achievement, he ignores all mistakes. Even he doesn't remember them as mistakes. Okay, please. Okay, let us imagine, let us look at this. See, with your wife, okay, with your wife. Now go back home and think of making problems and think of not making problems. If you want to think of problems, you will go back and you will say maybe that the house is not very tight. Maybe the children, maybe some of them have not eaten dinner. Maybe I have asked her to do certain things, she have not done that. And then I'll start picking, okay, on mistakes. So I will see that she is the worst wife in the whole world. But go home and feel that you are loving your wife. You want to overlook her mistakes. You don't want to pick on the mistakes. You will see that the house is very nice, very clean. The children are very happy. Actually, it's better for my children not to have a late dinner. And maybe my wife, she has been working for a long day and she's been treating the children, and that's why she was not waiting for me because she was tired. May Allah help her, etc. It is the same wife, it is the same house, it is the same children, but it is what? Perception. Okay? The perception. And that is a very important point that makes your life a successful life, or it makes your life a miserable life. Okay?